What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Christian Hanna Horror here today, and today, guys, I want to do 5 vampire movies I want you guys to see. Now, these are going to be 5 movies that I absolutely love. There are some great vampire movies out there, and it's funny, I am the most picky with vampire movies, which is odd to me because I don't really feel like I'm a picky horror fan. I typically just like a lot of stuff. But with vampire movies, it's really hit or miss with me. And the 5 that I have, of course, there are going to be others that are like no-brainers, big ones that I might have in here, but these are just 5 I want you to see because some of these I don't think have the biggest audience in the world. And of course, what I love about doing these videos is the audience, you dropping your comments and letting me know about vampire movies that I may have not seen yet, so that's going to be really fun. But without further ado, here we go. Here are 5 that I want you to see. Alright guys, so the first movie on my list is a movie called Vamp. Now this is a movie that just, I don't know why takes a backseat. It's not the biggest vampire movie ever, but I absolutely fell in love with this movie. Now, I'm a big Robert Rusler fan. If you don't know who that is, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Grady. Well, Grady's in this movie along with Grace Jones, which sounds kind of weird, right? Lo and behold, this movie was freaking amazing. I have never enjoyed a good vampire movie so much as Vamp. It's got some comedy to it, some really weird atmosphere, and just kind of feels weird. It almost feels like you shouldn't be watching the movie. It's got that weird feeling because the transfer on this Blu-ray as well, it's great, but it's grainy. It's like this is lost footage you're not supposed to see. But Vamp has some great transformation scenes. If I watch a vampire movie, I want to see some transformations, and Vamp is chock full of it. Great performances. Grace Jones has my respect because she was amazing in this movie, and Robert Rusler, he's the man. So if you guys have not seen Vamp, this is the first recommendation. Please check the movie out. So in case you're wondering if Fright Night is on this list, no, it's not. I assume everybody's seen Fright Night. But you know what is on this list because I want you guys to see this? Fright Night 2. Yeah, Fright Night 2, guys. This movie eluded me for years. I did a Roundtable Massacre on it, and we fell in love with this movie when me and the guys watched it. Now, if you're wondering what this is the Spanish Blu-ray, which you can get online. It is region A, B, and C, so there are no excuses. And I believe the movie's on YouTube, but if you're like me, you want to see this movie in really good quality so you can really enjoy it. Fright Night 2. If Fright Night is a perfect 10, then I give Fright Night 2 a 9.9. I mean, it is that good. This movie has its own personality, its own flavor. It's bigger, badder, and better. There's all kinds of new elements added to the film, but it takes a lot of what the first one had and blends it in nicely. The movie is so good. Brewster's amazing in this movie, and the vampires and the crew. The lead vampire, who is the sister to the vampire in the first movie, has this crew of renegade monsters, and they're not all exactly vampires. We got a werewolf in the mix. But Fright Night 2 just raises the stakes, no pun intended, and just makes itself a very enjoyable movie. So if you've put this movie off because it seems hard to find or whatever, Spanish Blu-ray, get it online or watch the movie on YouTube. Trust me, there's no reason this movie should not be getting the treatments it deserves from Arrow, Scream Factory, or whoever. This movie is way too good to be so unavailable. The next one, I can't see this being too controversial, but I don't see a whole lot of praise being given to this movie, but I gotta put this on my list because I really enjoyed it. Tales from the Crip, Bordello of Blood. So I had avoided Bordello of Blood because I never heard the greatest praise for the movie, but lo and behold, I finally decided, well, I really liked Demon Knight. Maybe I should check out Bordello of Blood. I got it home, and I just absolutely loved it. If there's one plus I can give from an actor perspective, Chris Sarandon is in this, and if you know who that is, or if you don't know who that is, he was in Fright Night. Now, he's not a vampire in this, which is okay because it's like, I don't need him to be. He has a great role in Bordello of Blood. I really, really enjoyed this horror comedy. It's very lively, it's very action-oriented, but it's great. I don't know. Horror comedy is my favorite, so maybe that's part of it. But I don't quite get the really negative reception. Maybe it's not really negative. I just think it takes a backseat to Demon Knight. And you know what? Demon Knight really is great. But between the two, this one matches my personality a lot. So if you have not checked out Bordello of Blood, because maybe you didn't hear enough praise for it, or you just hear people say, oh, well, Demon Knight's better, I say go ahead and give Bordello of Blood a shot. I really, really liked it. The next movie on my list is a movie called Subspecies. And here I have this triple pack Blu-ray set from Full Moon Features. Subspecies, mixing the classic looks of a Nosferatu and the weird, creepy elements from other foreign movies. I love Subspecies. Talk about a great looking vampire. This movie I think is one of Full Moon's absolute bests. And there are actually some days where I say, sorry Puppet Master, Subspecies just does it. Anders Hove is absolutely fantastic in this movie. I love the mood, atmosphere, and pacing of a movie like Subspecies. You know, it's funny, it's like Full Moon Features, they almost like parody themselves now, because back in the day, Full Moon Features was really trying to make some just really good classic horror movies, and there's not a better example for me than the first Subspecies. To be honest with you, 2 and 3 are good too, but the first one I think is the home run. And if you haven't checked out anything from Full Moon, especially not Puppet Master, check out Puppet Master, but make sure you check out the movie Subspecies. I think it's great and really creepy. My number 1 that I have on this list, and this wasn't really in order, but these are just 5 that I want you guys to watch. And of course, again, drop your comments below with vampire movies that maybe I could check out that I haven't seen. But my number 1 is a movie that is very polarizing. It seems like some love it, some hate it. I fall on the love category. My last recommend for you to check out if you haven't seen it is John Carpenter's Vampires. For a long time, I used to say to myself, In the Mouth of Madness is probably John's last film. I remember popping this DVD on one night, but I had a bad day. I was not in a good mood. I had a bad day at work. I was fighting with everybody. I was not feeling good, and I had gotten the DVD, and I put it on, and in 5 minutes, I was just like, forget this. Well, when the Scream Factory Blu-ray came out, I came across it at an FYE, and I was like, let me give this movie another shot. I absolutely love Vampires. This is probably my second favorite John Carpenter 90s film. Vampires is really cool because of the action. I love the hard, intense action in this movie. I'm a James Wood fan, and I just thought he was great in this movie. It was great to see an action hero, if you will, in a movie like this, because James Wood is not that. He's not big, he's not strong, but he doesn't back down. And then the vampires look really great. The lead vampire has this mix of this like heavy metal, yet grunge, but beautiful at the same time, with the veins coming out of his face and the really great foreboding sense that he had. I just really like this movie, and the intensity. They have to get the vampires outside to burn them, and when they get outside, they burst into flames. Such a great movie. I love the music. And yeah, I do think this is John Carpenter's last great film. I can watch Ghost of Mars, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to just being classic for me, staples, it ends with Vampires. And I'm ashamed it took me so long to watch this movie. I should have been watching this movie years ago. But I love vampires, so I really can't recommend it enough. So those are 5 vampire movies I want you guys to watch. Please let me know in the comment section below more that you would like me to see. There are tons of honorable mentions I could say, like Let the Right One In, or Bliss, or what have you. A lot of great ones, but those are 5 that I absolutely adore that I want you guys to check out. So thank you guys for watching this video. This is Christian Hanna Horror. You guys have a great day. We'll see y'all next time.